Hey, welcome to Unit 2 Existence, Lesson 4, Creation and Cause. In this lesson, we have asked some questions that create humility in Lesson 1. We've talked about worldviews and the need to look at our worldviews and test them in Lesson 2. In Lesson 3, we looked at principles and what they are, and a particular principle called the principle of sufficient cause, which simply states that for every effect, there's got to be some cause to create. Like things don't just pop up, and we don't just accept the fact that that just showed up, and I'm okay with that. When things happen, we naturally look for the cause that made them happen. In this unit, we want to look at four different things that could cause that can answer the question, what caused this thing to happen? In particular, and down the road, we want to ask what caused the universe, what causes us to exist, and God. And ask the question, did something have to cause God to exist? So let's begin. What causes this cake to exist? Ingredients, individual ingredients cause the cake to exist. A recipe that puts ingredients together causes a cake to exist. The person who baked the cake caused it to exist. Or the desire for someone to eat cake, right? Maybe the person who made it is the chef, but the only reason he made it is because someone had ordered a birthday cake. So all of those four things are very particular causes for why the cake exists, right? This comes from a man named Aristotle who broke down these four causes. But let's look at the chain of cause and effect. All right, everything is caused by something else. It's a chain. It goes backwards. So I'm caused to exist by my parents, right? They essentially kind of put the ingredients of my DNA together, and they're the biological reality of where I came from. But what caused my parents to exist, right? Because someone caused them to exist. It's my grandparents, and that chain of what caused me to exist can go back. The question is, can it go back forever? Common sense says no. There can't be an endless series of parents and grandparents and great grandparents and great great grandparents, and goes on and on forever. We kind of know common sense intuition that there had to be like a first parent then that caused children to exist, and those children grew up and caused new children until you get to me, right? So the chain can't be infinitely going backwards, right? I had to have a first set of parents somewhere in my family tree. So we want to talk about the two states of being. Everything can be in one of these two states of being. They can be potentiality, which simply means that everything has a possibility built into it. Actuality is any of these things that have possibility. Some of those things can get actualized, some of those things can't. An example is like my ability to finish class notes, right? Every day there's potential to actually finish my notes. Some days, maybe a lot of days, that potential never gets actualized, it never gets achieved, right? So what causes it? What causes what causes it to happen? It has to be external forces beyond me that move things from being potential to being actual, moves things from just being possible to being achieved. All right. This I asked you to write down in your notes. You have the potential to achieve a grade in theology. It's not yet actualized because you haven't yet achieved it. So just because you've got potential doesn't mean that it will definitely be actualized. You may not get the grade you want. You have to work hard for it. Something needs to cause a thing to move from potential to actual, something outside of itself. So for you to move from potential to actual, you have to study. So you need books. You have to have motivation. You have to have proper resources, right? You have to have food and clothing and shelter and all of that for you to move from potential A to actual. Aristotle said, when it comes to cause and effect, there are four kinds of causes. Let's look at them. You have the material cause. The material cause is the thing out of which an object is created. So what's the material cause of a cake? It's the individual ingredients, the materials that go into it that create it, right? So in this illustration, here's a beautiful piece of sculpture. What is the material cause of the sculpture? It's the stone that was sculpted. You have the efficient cause. The efficient cause is the way in which an object is created. It's the recipe, it's the design, it's the sorry. Efficient cause is the actual tools that put it together. So how is a watch made? It's the watchmaker, right? Or it's the screwdriver and the nails. What about the cake? What's the efficient cause of the cake? It'd be like the actual components being baked into a cake. The efficient cause is the way an object is created, the baker. The formal cause is like the design or the recipe. So what's the formal cause of a house? It's the architectural design of the house, caused the house. It's what puts the ingredients together. It's the design that tells the builders how to use their tools. The last and final cause is the purpose or the aim for which something was made. So what is the cause, the final cause of an umbrella? To be used to keep a person dry from the rain. So someone had this final cause in mind when making or ordering or buying an umbrella. I want something to protect me from the rain. So umbrellas were created to do that. All right, so let's look at the cake again. Material cause is what is it made of? The efficient cause is how did it happen? It's not just the baker, but what does the baker do? He bakes. How does he bake? He uses an oven. What are the tools, the things that go in to move the material and turn it into its actualization? So what moves ingredients that have the potential to be a cake? What moves it, transforms it into the cake? The formal cause is the characteristics. It's the recipe. It's the design. It's the layout of it. And the final cause is the purpose. Someone wants to celebrate and eat food. All right. So take a look at these. What's the four causes of a house? What's the four causes of a soldier? What's the four causes of a baby? So your homework is using the video, using the article I posted on Remind that's connected to it's just a little bit more reading on four causes. Try to identify the four causes of the list of items. There's a handout that you can use, but bring that in to class on Tuesday. Okay. So ultimately, we want to ask this question: what are the four causes of a human being? The video goes into like an awesome. It does an awesome job explaining that. What is the four causes of the planet Earth? What about the four causes of the whole universe? All right, so that is lesson 4, creation and cause. Okay, hopefully this helps, and I hope that Edpuzzle video helps as well. All right, thanks. See you soon.